Hi, I'm Christy with Homeschooling in Progress. In this video, I'd like to share with you some of the sensory activities that I put together for my preschooler to use in January. I don't formally teach him yet in our homeschool. I'm planning to little by little as the year goes on, but right now I just like to give him lots of open-ended activities to play with and develop his fine motor skills. And the sensory activities that I have come up with do just that. So I'd like to go ahead and show you what I've put together for this month. All right, here's our first sensory bin. And in this bin, I just have some navy beans from the store, just a bag from the grocery store. I found these artificial trees at, I believe it was Michael's before Christmas. And this is actually part of his Christmas sensory bin that I used in December, and he loved it so much for the Christmas trees that I decided to kind of make it an evergreen bin for January, kind of carry it over. So then I also have just a few pine cones from our yard that have dried out, and then just some other artificial trees that I have from other play items that he has. These are just cut up pieces of artificial pine stems that I got before Christmas. And then I have a little wooden scoop and little wooden bowl. So he likes to be able to scoop things up and put it in the bowl and dump it out and do it again. So I think he'll really have a good time with this sensory bin. Now for this bin, this is kind of a snowflake sensory bin. And I was able to get these snowflakes. I think they were part of like a Nutcracker bag that I actually found 70% off at Michael's after Christmas. And so we just put a bunch of different colored snowflakes in there. I have little cotton balls as the base. And then he can use these tongs. He loves being able to use tongs and use them to pick up the snowflakes or the cotton balls and just put them in the bowl here. So this is another really fun activity that they can use for their fine motor skills that are great for when they're ready to write. All right, our third bin here is probably one of the easiest ones ever. The hardest thing was coloring the rice blue. And if you didn't want to do that, you could just use white rice, and there you go. Super easy bin. My preschooler loves just scooping and dumping, and then transferring from one bowl to the other, dumping it all out, and doing it over again. So that's what I gave him in this bin. I just put some different colored rice, some white and some blue dyed rice in. I put a couple of plastic bowls. I'm not sure if you can see them because they're pretty clear. And then I have just a regular blue scoop and a metal scoop that he can use for scooping and dumping into this bin. All right, the final sensory bin that I set up, I think is my favorite. I like the color blue. So this is a very colorful bin for people who like blue. Anyway, for this bin, I just used the rest of the bag of the navy beans from the previous sensory bin I showed you. We have the same tongs as before. They actually came in a set of 2, so I was able to use one for each bin. This is a smaller scoop of the one I just showed you that came in a set of 3. I think I might have even gotten those from the Dollar Tree even, so not very expensive at all. And then I also have the snowmen. This is like just a candy or chocolate mold that I was able to find. And then I have little blue pom-poms. So they can fill up the candy mold with the beans, or they can fill it up with the pom-poms. They can use their hands, they can use the scoop, or they can use the tongs. So this is one bin that they can kind of just use whatever they want and kind of make it their own. All right, so now we're moving on to one of our loose parts boxes. And this is actually something that I'm trying out for the first time this month. I'm not sure how he'll do with this, so I've only made this one, but we'll kind of see how it goes. I just have some white felt at the top here with a little oval-shaped piece of blue felt that he can use as kind of like a snowy landscape. Again, these are open-ended toys, so, he may or may not use it like that. That was kind of how I had it in my mind when I was creating it. And then I was able to find these wool felt balls as part of his Christmas gift. And then we have some trees, also was part of his Christmas gift. I got these on Etsy. And then I just cut up some of the artificial pine stems again. And then we just have some various animals that we just had in our play toys. And I just kind of put them together as kind of like a winter animal type loose parts box. And this is our final sensory activity box that we have for January. This one is a Play-Doh sensory box. I just made white Play-Doh. You can certainly use store-bought Play-Doh if you'd rather. I just really don't like the smell of it, so I tend to make my own. It only takes maybe about 15 minutes start to finish. If I do dye it, I just put some of the Wilton food gel coloring into it, but this one I just left white because I plan for him to use it as a snowy scene. You also could use it, you could separate it into balls, and they could use it as kind of making a 3D snowman. That could be another box idea. My preschooler loves to use the little rollers, so I have those in here. And then I just set out some different activities that he might enjoy putting in the scene. These little figurines I was able to find at Dollar Tree before Christmas. So a very inexpensive box, but hopefully it'll be lots of fun for him. All right, so hopefully seeing the sensory activities that I've put together gives you some ideas on what you can use with your preschooler as well. Now, just a warning, you did see that some of those pieces were small and could be choking hazards. You know your children best, but it's always good to have some adult supervision while they're doing these boxes. We wouldn't want anything to happen to our little ones. Like I was saying, these sensory activities are wonderful for the pre-writing skills needed using their little tongs for pinching and, using their fingers, just making them strong so that when they're ready to write, then they'll have the skills for that. So preschool is a wonderful time for kids to use these sensory activities to build those skills before they're actually ready, to start the formal schooling. I do like to set up different activities every month, so be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell next to it so that you can be notified when I do come up with new videos. I like to do different homeschooling videos throughout the month, not even just sensory activities, but things that I do with my older boys as well. So you can get those if you have older kids, and you'll make sure that you want to see those as well. And I'll also put a link below to the blog post that I have about these activities so that you can see pictures of all the final pieces. I do have that other snowman Play-Doh box that I mentioned in the video so that you can see a picture of that. And so hopefully you can have some ideas to set up your own boxes. So make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and happy homeschooling.